whole pot?
Yes. But you have to taste it after that.
And we're
Frying
back.
pan, frying pan.
Gotta make sure it's.
No, we want the smaller one.
The small one. Okay, now, black pepper is going to be 3 grams per kilo. So we got a 15 kilo.
55.
Are you gonna give them another test, Cheo?
Right, sure. You know,
15.
I went to school up to the grade 5. I know.
3 grams per kilo.
One of the things
It's
you
not
don't
a
want to
test.
use is fine pepper, you want to use like a
coarse.
Coarse,
Coarse.
coarse pepper. Coarse. You know, I got it over here. You go to Costco and you buy that kind. See?
So, does anybody have an answer for us? 15 kilos? 3 grams per kilo, 45 grams,
There you
right?
go.
Okay, give it to me.
Just a sec.
Is he right? Cheo, is that right, 45?
Yep.
You gotta be.
Three grams.
Just wanna make sure.
Close enough.
Yeah, long as we win.
Sometimes it's a good,
45 grams.
You smell it. See it? You smell it. Beautiful.
Okay, now there's one more step here.
Faster. That's enough.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay, now,
It wasn't
you do this. And now it's gonna come the secret thing.
wine.
The secret ingredient.
Okay, now, hold it. Where's the garlic? Where's the garlic?
Right here.
Give it to me.
There you go.
See, what do you do with the garlic? You smash it. And don't be afraid to eat them. More juice come out, the better it is. Okay, now.
Wait a sec.
Oh yeah, we have to test it first.
This Toasting the meat.
And this is a serious ritual.
This is a serious ritual.
You've gotta make sure you toast the
If
meat.
you don't do this, the sausages don't come out.
That's it.
All right?
I don't know if you guys know, Dr. Pulaski, he died, a few years ago. So he was a good friend of mine. We was making salami together. And every time when we started, with the meat, you have to get a new bottle of wine. And you know what kind? It's gotta be Barolo. Barolo. That's the best wine you can drink. Because, if you put a good wine, it's gonna come good salami. That's what we're using. Asante.
Salute.
Evviva.
Cheers, everybody.
Salud.
Salute.
Asante. Holy macchio, questi here.
Don't wanna make the sausage god mad.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be good sausage.
And what are you using? You're using Sangiovese. That's a good wine. It's a cheap wine, not that cheap, but it's good wine. Especially for the sausage, it's the best. So now,
He's keeping it.
Put your hair behind your back.
now hold on.
Do it.
Oh, extra. This is important here. Oh, you got one of those suckers didn't get squat.
See?
Oh,
Below.
nice.
So you don't want the garlic in the sausage, you just want the flavor of the garlic.
Give it to me.
Ah.
Now, this is a real secret one.
You can't use garlic powder, you have to use fresh garlic.
And that's it. And then where we go.
Nice.
Okay? And you squeeze the garlic out. Okay?
So that's pretty much, a liter of wine that we're putting on there.
Oh.
So we got 1 kilo more of sausage.
That's it.
You know, you
Ah, thinking.
One
That's
of the
that's
things
it.
when you go to a butcher shop or something, you get their homemade sausages.
Yeah.
All they do is take packages of seasonings and blend it with water. Add it to that.
Yes.
This thing never sees water.
No.
And there's not dried seasoning, it's all fresh seasoning.
Oh, another thing I forgot. See, if somebody want a little bit, picante, okay, you
That
put
means
through all
hot.
this. You know,
Yes.
this way, everybody can eat it. But you can put it like for this way, put it this way, you put a handful like that, put it right on top of it, it should come perfect. Who like it?
Put some on. Put some on. Put some on. Put some on. Put some on.
Dale,
Yes?
I have a question for you from the audience.
Okay.
They want to know if they're going to make it 100% delicious. What wine should they buy? Can you just tell them again the wine that they should buy, or does it matter?
What?
The wine.
Yeah.
What wine should they buy?
Well, you can use any kind of wine. You know, as long as red.
A good
No, use white wine on the sausage.
No.
You know, even the
No.
salami.
Okay.
No.
No
Right.
white wine.
A good dry red
A
wine.
good dry red wine, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pork.
Italian red would be better, yes.
Don't mix it up, no.
Yeah, It's pork, not fish.
Like I say, only this evening, I say, this salt and mix the meat. That's the one, the salt, and one is the mix the meat. The meat is gonna be set. You can see it when I put my hand like that. You gotta squeeze it out to your hand. What it does, it's gonna go all over the place. Otherwise, you're gonna find something like that on the sausage, and then you're gonna feel it. If it's hot, or if it's nice and cool.
Yeah.
You want to distribute the salt and pepper ratio evenly. That's
Yeah.
why you keep your fingers open like that, and that's why I'm going like this, and Chael's going like that, is you're spreading the meat, and the salt and pepper will disperse among the meat better. I remember when we started doing this, I was doing it, Chael would almost hit me behind the head, because he would find chunks of pepper and salt around, He said, that's not mixed right, do it again.
It's like holding the flashlight at the garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not I get yelled at it for it anyways. I get yelled at anyways.
You're gonna get muscle to do this. Muscle power.
Italian.
When this meat is not too bad, but when you got about 100 kilos, you make 100 kilos of sausage one time. That's 220 pounds of meat. Was that, it's time to mix it right there before stuff.
You gotta take a beer break.
I think there's still wine in your glass there.
Yeah, we're requesting some for the wedding
The
too.
wine.
There was only one big cup, the one that you did. There's only 2 halves. 2 halves. Daddy said that.
Oh, Mario's drinking your wine now.
See, another thing,
Feeding me.
with the meat, when you mix it good, what it does, well, now with the glove it won't stick. Otherwise, what it does, you stick it to your finger, it won't come off, just like
Yeah, yeah.
glue in it.
Yeah.
They cooked it a bit.
I think you're okay.
looks like it, yeah.
I just remember getting yelled at by that guy.
Hey, Marco,
I wasn't doing it
where do you
right.
want to put your machine on? Here, this corner?
Yeah.
So you can put it that side. Hold it.
Mario, how's your sauce?
Oh, yeah. Think of it.
That's why I did that. Christmas video. He's gonna want to check it out. And I do.
My mom was.
How the hell am I gonna send it?
Are you in?
Marco, maybe you could explain what you're prepping for.
Well, we're getting ready because the next step is to do the casing.
Okay?
So we're using the same machine.
You have to have a hard water. Yeah, you gotta be here.
Oh, we have to test it,
Oh,
yes?
yeah, oh, yeah.
So,
No.
I was gonna make a patty out of it.
Yeah, okay, good, you know, yeah.
So what we're doing now is we're testing it to make sure that we didn't over salt it by accident. Like what happened to Chair where they had to run out and get 20 extra kilos of meat.
Enough is enough.
Mario,
Enough salt.
you wanna do the patty there?
We're confident we got it right, but it's always good to test it.
Perfect.
Always have to.
So if we don't get that ratio right,
If
no
everybody
way to
has
fix
did
it
it,
except
we
adding
should-
more meat.
Well, once it's in the casing, it's too late. So we're using the same machine, less the circular blade there to do the casing. There are machines to also case, but Jill said, no, we're going to do it this way. Why is that?
Why?
Yeah,
Because it's easy to put it on the casing.
okay.
With that one there, when you pull, you know, you have to get it to the right
Pressure?
pressure, otherwise it's going to go all over the place.
Okay. I haven't used that other machine, so.
That's what, the two machines back here, this is a 5-pounder, and that's a 20-pounder. But the 20-pounder cuts our time. If we use this one, we spend at least 2.5 hours longer doing it with this one. The 20-pounder,
I have to blow my nose, I don't want to.
the 20-pounder takes us about 2.5 hours less. You know, it cranks down. It's the same thing, it's just, it's exactly like that. There's a piston that goes up and down, and it comes out, it's almost the same. The only thing is that.
Chael said no.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's an advantage to it, you know? This one, it's always fed at the same speed.
Yeah, it's
If somebody
mechanical.
were to crank too fast on that, the sausage casings would burst. So, but it does, it saves us 2 hours. When you're doing 100 kilos or 50 kilos, that's a lot of time.
Oh, yeah.
You
But it's
know,
the
so-
consistency though with the
Yeah, the
electronics.
consistency is, this is the original.
But,
You need
but it's also consistent as long as you keep feeding it
That's
properly.
right, that's right.
You gotta make sure you keep
Yeah,
feeding
you
it.
gotta keep feeding
You
it.
need a young back for that, for the other one.
Before 5 ton, I'm going to
Okay.
use this one. Yeah, it's going to make enough.
Pull it
No,
this
the other
way.
one, the other one.
This way?
But the other one is faster.
Ooh, I like that machine.
Oops, you press it. I'll feed you the meat.
Oh, now Cheo's gotta check Mario's sauce. Oh, Mario, you could be in trouble.
Sticking needs oil.
So what I'm doing now is preparing torpedoes so that they fall in and we get that consistency of the meat coming through.
Okay, do it that way.
Yeah. Should make it by hand.
That's it.
Do it. Here we go.
I had two on them, man.
I get it. Always. That's what I grew up with.
That's why you wrote those.
Fuck's anyone going?
What?
But that's what I live with.
Don't forget, you know, when you're gonna test this,
See, what?
you're gonna test, when you put your mouth, it's a little bit salty. Okay, that's the way, you know, because then, you know, the salt is gonna go away. But, you know, when you cook like that, it's a little bit, you know, don't forget that.
Like fresh.
That's cool.
That's the secret, so hang on to that.
Soaking in this, right? Some of them soaking in this.
Secrets by Cheo. Wealth of information.
No, one more, you know.
One more?
Put in the center, yeah.
Cheo, do you say that it's a little bit salty because like the salt hasn't soaked in the meat yet? Is that why?
That's
Is that
right.
why? Is that why you say
Yeah,
it should be a
that's
little
what-
bit salty
that's
because that's
what-
soaked
You
in
know,
the
they
meat?
wouldn't, you know, but then, you know, when they send the sausage, you cook in the sausage,
Yeah.
you don't see, you don't.
But it's also had that time to.
You know,
soak in
even the
before.
salami, the same thing, you know.
Yeah.
All the meat, when you do that, you know, you put the salt,
Yeah.
and you cook it that way, okay, you taste the salt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lots of pressure on that one. That'll be hard.
I don't know, my hand is too big, or that is, you know, it's too small. What do I do?
You gotta blow into it.
Left side small, right side large.
Extra large. Extra large.
Oh, I'm sorry, extra large.
When you're putting the casing on, you want to make sure it's lubricated, because if it isn't lubricated, it just gets stuck. It doesn't go on. And no comments when you see me doing this.
So how long did you soak the casings for?
We had them soaking, well, we usually soak them for at least an hour or better.
An hour?
Okay. What do you do when you buy the casing, you know, by the bone?
Okay, so where in Kingston can you get the casings?
Well, you can get any butcher.
A butcher,
Most
yeah.
butcher shops carry
Okay,
that.
I bought a
Yeah,
couple
yeah, yeah.
times. I bought a couple times on the Metro. They give me a good price for $20 a bundle. And you know, over here, Metro. Yeah. And I went there yesterday. Not the day before yesterday. I said, "You got any casing for sausage?" I'm sorry, but you haven't got any. I haven't got any for even to do myself.
Oh, yeah.
So they was so they don't give it to me. So I went over here to
Greenleaf's?
Greenleaf, over here.
Yeah.
And they had $37.
Oh, that's not bad.
Not too bad. You can make 100 kilo,
Exactly.
no, 100 kilo, 100 pounds of sausage.
Yeah, I was gonna say 250 pounds,
Yeah,
250 pounds
something like that.
kilo.
So what Luigi's doing, he's threading the casing.
Marco, I have a question.
Sure.
And no
Whoever
comment.
wants to answer it, Cheo, Luigi, or Marco.
Which you
We have
mean
a
do
question of what is the casing made from?
Casings are natural intestines.
It's time for goat.
You didn't want to know that, right?
Goat from the goat.
It's been done for centuries. and
Yes.
You can get artificial casing, but it's never as good.
Mm-mm.
There's no poop in it. Wash it.
Yeah, well, they only
It's
put
clean.
oil on the machine. Luigi, can you ask why it's so wet? They soaked it?
It's in water.
It's in water.
It's
It's warm water. It's
hot
warm
water.
Yeah, it just works better, because if they're dry, it's, this way it's
It'll
more
crack.
pliable.
Yeah.
When you get casing, it's actually,
So,
it's cured in salt, so they keep it in salt to preserve it. So you gotta rehydrate it by putting it into warm water. And it softens it, gives it more elasticity. If you don't warm it up with warm water, it can
Split.
Split.
Split and
Hey,
break.
Mario, can you give me that?
Sorry, I'm glad you asked that question because we assume everybody knows everything. No, seriously.
It's the details.
That's why we all learn together, you know?
and these casings are probably, this one here is probably 10, 15 yards long. So that's why it's taking a little bit of time, but we don't like, it's better if you don't cut it up. It makes the work a lot faster.
We're just
So that's why
watching.
they're
We're just
putting it
watching
all
you.
on.
Yeah.
It really is a
I hear
lot.
some of the laughter out there too.
Yeah.
Takes toll.
Yeah. So Teo, are you using
15 yards for 15 kilograms?
I don't think.
Are you using 15 yards of the casing
Well,
to match?
Oh, yeah, you can do that,
The
yeah.
casing's a natural thing, so they vary in length.
It
Yeah.
varies the length of it.
And
There is no
size.
correlation.
You'll get shorter pieces, you'll get longer pieces, you know, this is just the
That's
process.
enough.
Don't
Oh, you
behave.
got, okay, you got finished.
Okay.
Okay, you want to try this, Cheryl?
$1 million question, where do we buy casing? Can you repeat that?
You can buy casings at most butcher shops, some of the supermarkets as well. They make their own in-house in-house sausages, so they have to have casings.
Loblaw sells 5 yards for $8. You can get them in a little 250 milliliter or grams container. They're salted. They're not made. That's just enough to do a good batch at home.
Yeah.
Well, Che was in say Metro.
The Metro sells the bigger.
one?
By the
And there's
case.
different, there's also different size of casings. Jill, what size would you say is about a 35, 33, 35?
I don't know the size,
There are different diameter casings.
Yeah.
There is a scale, but
What do you do, okay, if
Try it
you're gonna go to, where they sell it, okay, you say for sausage. If they ask you what kind of sausage, you get the larger one. That's the best, you get a meat, and, the sausage is better, tastes better. Tastes better when there's meat, when there's more, Otherwise, what it does, get it dry. When you cook it, you get it dry, and,
Yeah.
Let the air out, because it's pumping, coming out there. That's the air that's in it. Here's the meat coming down.
Luigi,
Yeah.
I know, don't pass out. Okay, but we have a question. Theo, you have a question?
Yes.
Let's say I wanted to make a vegetarian sausage. Is it
I
possible?
tell you, I don't think it's possible, I don't know. I don't know. I never tried to tell you the truth, I never tried, but I can try. It could be good. You can put some broccoli, you can put some
Eggplant.
zucchini, No.
You're in the wrong place.
So, Luigi, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Luigi, do you have to tie the end first, or just
No.
let it go so then that pushes the air out, right?
Right.
Pushes the air out the backside there, so that it equalizes it. You push it through, right? And then you don't tie it off as you're going. Just let it all go and tie it off
You'll
when
see
you
Jill will be
need to.
doing that right
I'm
now.
gonna do it right now.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm enthralled.
Daddy-in-law will let you know.
Oh, I see, okay.
Hey, Chin! Hey, salud!
I got you.
Salud.
Where's yours, Jill?
You got your fans out there, Jill.
Family.
Now.
We'll be right back.
Okay, he's starting to twist the sausage now. Can everybody see that? So how, like he knows how to do this, but how long would you say that you're measuring? How long will he do it? Just show them, just show
I
them.
go by eye.
He just does it by eye, right? He just knows.
6 to 8 inches.
6 to 8 inches.
I don't know, however long you want. How long do you want it?
I can't believe it went there. Oh my God.
Is that not big enough? Looks good to me. More than a mouthful? Fuck it. Sorry. My flute shot.
With the other machines and stuffers, we would have probably have finished this now.
Yeah. You need a young guy.
Well, it just feeds it different,
Yeah.
I want to see you crank it.
Now does that kind of
If I break it, I get slapped.
now is that is it because that kind of mixes it as it puts it in? So you're just pushing it straight in. Yeah.
Yeah, the other one,
Just puts in whatever
Oh, yeah.
puts in it. Yeah.
when you see this going fast, that's the normal speed of the other one.
Oh, okay.
Usually he can't keep up. Now he keeps up with me. That's why he wanted to do this today.
They gave me somebody back.
I know. It's like pushing a rope.
Keep going.
The stuffer here, Marco, he's got to keep busy because he's got to keep keep the production going.
Keep stuffing, Marco.
Trying.
We all depend on you.
They're the boss.
Oh, it smells good.
Oh.
The same speed, the same tension the whole time.
Too fast, take it easy. We had a casing yesterday, we were doing yesterday's sausages, and the casing was about 3 times bigger than this one. It almost looked like a salami.
Oh.
About 3 lengths of sausage made a kilo.
Wow. So is that sheep casing or
Pig or goat or cow or
cow? Yeah, like there's got to be a difference, right?
goat.
That's good.
This is goat.
That's goat. Okay.
It's snappy.
Oh my, that fucking smells good. Woo. There. Oh, there.
Okay. Oh, we're just gonna give it a little. Okay, now we start the process over again.
Of course.
Does anybody have any questions while we're doing the casing piece? Do I get myself in trouble again?
Yeah, stop off.
Yeah, we'll go for a quick breath. Yeah, I'm gonna keep recording.
Yeah, don't go do the girls' thing.
You know how it works.
How about you ladies? Does a different type of casing affect the taste? No.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, good question. What about you guys? You guys have a question? How about you there, young lady?
Are you guys doing okay? You guys have fun?
That's okay. Just want to give you the opportunity. No problem. Oh, who's got it? Teresa. All right. Teresa's got a question. Pay attention.
Oh.
You can make sausages with liver, add liver to it. Yeah, they're actually, I enjoy it.
My son and I made them with deer meat, pork and deer, and then we put some bacon in it just to give it a little different flavor too. So, or you can just use the deer meat, venison, and put bacon in it to give it that little extra fat that it needs.
Yeah, venison's a very dry meat, so making it pure venison makes it a dry sausage. And most people do blend it with pork.
How about you, Lone Ranger? Is that a question?
Don't cook it too much, Mario. Don't dry too much. No? Take it out, take it out.
Some wine?
No, no, nothing.
Takes longer putting the casing on it than getting making the sausage. We're almost there. There we go.
And how delicate do you have to be when you put the casing on, and there's a chance that you could actually crack it?
Well, well, if you're a little too rough at the edge, you'll rip it, and then and then you got to start all over again. Well, not start all over again. You got to cut that piece out.
Okay.
Okay, here we go again.
That's a good speed. That's a good speed. Now, we could have done it like they do on TV and give you just the experience. They do one or two links and then they say, that's how you do it. We're showing you the whole thing. We go with what the natural of the casing is. This casing, actually, these ones here are pretty much all the same, the two. But in the same batch, like that we did yesterday with this batch, we had double the size of this, more than double. Maybe I'll get one out later and I'll show them to you. They were just huge. They looked like small salamis.
You got a knife?
Heidi. Smells so good. As soon as you walk in.